Okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Okay. Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another installment of Niagara in 15. My name is Julie Sharp, and today we're going to be taking a look at a fantastic program for youth in the Welland area. It is called Youth Innovations, and today I have a very special guest with me today. Her name is Avery Thompson. So she's just going to give us some more information and to learn more about this wonderful innovation program that they have. Avery, thank you so much for joining us. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, of course. So my name's Avery. I'm 18. I've lived in Welland all my life, and I work with the city, for the city, in a bunch of different ways, and Youth Innovations is just one of those ways, I guess you could say.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us
Yeah, of
today.
course.
We are just going to jump right into it. What do you hope to achieve with Youth Innovations?
I think there's a lot of things that we hope to achieve with Youth Innovations, and one of those things being to get more youth out and active and
Right.
participating with one another, especially after the pandemic. It's been really hard to do that, and just getting them active and providing some different supports for them.
Awesome. So why did you decide to work at Youth Innovations?
Well, it was offered to me as a job because I work with youth in a lot of different ways.
Okay.
But I just remember being younger in my younger teens and going there often with my friends and it being a really great space. And so I just wanted to be a part of that.
Okay, so you were a former participant and
Yeah.
now you are working there. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
What would you say is one of the biggest challenges you guys face at the center?
Definitely getting youth to come in because a lot of the times they don't want to come in on their own. They want to come in with a group of friends, and that's not always
Right.
possible for them to do. So
Mm,
that's one of the biggest challenges.
right. So what do you guys do to help get them to come in? What's the outreach?
So right now we're starting to plan some programs. We haven't quite
Nice.
started them up. We're just kind of reaching out to the different places, but things like having the Therapy Tales dogs come in.
Nice.
Youth Wellness Hub Niagara is also going to come in, which is a great support for youth in Welland as well.
Amazing.
Just like game nights, pool nights, things like that.
Nice. Awesome. So we are going to take a quick break, and after the break, we will have some more questions on Niagara in 15. Welcome back to Niagara in 15. Today I am joined with a very special guest. Her name is Avery Turner, and she is a youth worker at the Youth Innovation Center down at Seaway Mall. So we're just going to jump back into our conversation. What does a typical day look like at the Youth Innovation Center?
So we open at around 3 on most weekdays. We're just closed
Okay.
Monday. We set everything up, like put in some video games to have displayed. Kids come in whenever they feel like, usually because it's after school. Some people come in to study, some people just come in to hang out. And then we close at 7.
Nice. So how has COVID-19 impacted the youth center in regards to attendance and stuff like that?
So we were actually closed for the whole duration of the 2 years. We just opened up last month.
Nice.
And so it's been hard to get like youth back in because they didn't know that it reopened, and yeah, so COVID affected us pretty greatly.
Right, as it did with much of the world. What safety measures do you guys have in place to ensure that it's clean and just being kept up to like the health standards?
Yeah, so we don't require masks to be worn, but we do, because a lot of the things that we have in there is like a touch surface kind of thing, so like basketballs, ping pong paddles, we wipe them down after each use.
Awesome. So what would you say is your favorite memory working at the youth center?
Well, I recently, I have just started, so I haven't had like a lot of time to create memories, but I just like when my personal friends come in and we can just hang out. It doesn't really feel like work anymore. It feels like fun because it is just a fun place.
Yeah, awesome. Well, you did say you were a participant from
Yes,
before.
yeah.
So before, what would you say before? What was your favorite moment as a participant?
I really liked using the pool table because I
Nice.
didn't know how to play pool, and so my friend would take me in and he'd teach me how to play pool, and we'd like go quite often, so that was really nice.
Awesome. So if someone is looking to learn how to play
Yeah.
pool, they can definitely come down
Yeah.
to the youth center. We are going to go back to a quick break, so stay tuned. We got some more questions coming up after on Niagara in 15.
There is a place in the heart of the Niagara region where dreams do come true. What is your dream? Experience, excellence, innovation, success. Follow your dream.
Welcome back to Niagara in 15. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I am joined with this lovely young lady. Her name is Avery Turner. She is a youth worker at the Youth Innovation Center down at Seaway Mall. And she is just giving us some insight as to how this center has been positively impacting the lives of youth in the Niagara region. So we're just going to jump right back into it. How does Youth Innovations help promote diversity in communities?
Okay, that's a good question. So we, in the past, like before I started working here, we were working really closely with Youth Wellness of Niagara, and we plan to work with them a little bit more in the future. And this is like a great drop-in place for teens who are in like a crisis, who need to speak to somebody. And they're also like a really big advocate for queer teens in the
It's
city.
amazing.
So it's a great place, and we really like to work hand in hand with them.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to pick your brain a little bit. If money was no object, what would you add to the Youth Innovation Center?
Oh, I don't know. I would personally, because I love music, I would probably add like a little music center, so like pianos, guitars,
Nice. Yeah.
anything where youth can like learn to play an instrument.
That's amazing. Okay, so as it stands right now, what are some of the games, what are some of the sports that you guys offer for those youth who are interested in dropping by?
Yeah, so we have basketball, ping pong, air hockey, pool table, two sort of Xbox things. I'm not a big video game person.
Right.
A Wii. We have this really, really cool Mrs. Pac-Man machine, I think it's called.
Nice.
So you can like play all those games from like the 80s and so on, which is really cool. Board games. We're looking to add a craft corner too, which will be fun.
Amazing. Okay. And what do you enjoy the most about being a part of the youth center?
I like being able to make a difference in the youth's lives that come in, because a lot of the kids who come in are looking for like an escape, and being able to provide that for them is a great feeling.
Awesome. And do you guys provide some sort of confidentiality? Like if they do come and they want to kind of just be more open about some things that they might not express to other people, is there some sort of like confidentiality put in place for that?
I haven't like encountered a situation like that, but I'm sure there would be. And we
Yeah.
also provide like resources for them to reach out to people who do provide that.
Amazing.
confidentiality.
Okay, and how many kids would you say drop by now, especially now after COVID? How many kids would you say are kind of just stopping by now?
We get about like an average of like 2 to 3 a day.
Mm-hmm.
Before it was a lot larger numbers, like there would be 12 to 13. So just like getting the word out will help a lot with that.
Right. And when did you guys reopen? I know you said you were closed for a little bit.
Yeah, so we opened last month, I believe.
Okay, so it's fairly new.
Yeah, it's fairly new. Yeah.
Awesome. And what would you say is your personal favorite thing to do at the center?
I love the basketball. I just sit there for
Yeah.
like hours when I'm working there. Nobody's in there, just like playing basketball.
Awesome. And I know you mentioned it before that you were a participant. But what volunteer experience do you have prior to working there?
So I have volunteered like everywhere, like a bunch of different events in Welland, like the Rose Festival, days in the park, things like that. Lots of stuff
Awesome.
for kids.
Is there anything that we haven't spoken about that you would like to make mention of?
Not that I can think of.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Avery Turner, for joining us today. We truly appreciate it. We are so appreciative of all just the wonderful work that the Youth Innovation Center is doing in the community and the positive impact that it is having. We are hoping that, as you guys continue to outreach to many more people, that more youth will start to drop in. I did want to circle back to a question that I had. Do some of the sports differ from what you have in the winter as opposed to what you offer in the summer?
No, but I think that's a really great idea. It would be cool to add like some sort of like curling kind of thing for the winter, and like maybe some summer sports in the summer. That's a great idea.
Awesome. And for the parents that might have a few questions,
Yeah.
typically, how many staff do you guys have on site?
So we only have one staff on site, just because it's like a really small space, and
Okay.
we close up when we take a break and things like that.
Okay, awesome. Again, well, thank you so much for joining us
Of course, yeah.
today. It was a pleasure to sit down, and even for you yourself, you are a young adult at 18 years old. It is amazing to see that you are volunteering and really just being intentional about just making an impact in the lives of the youth. Well, unfortunately, that is all the time that we do have for it today. So for all of us here at Niagara College, again, I am Julie Sharp, and I'm hoping that you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure you guys tune in again for another installment of Niagara in 15.